Welcome to this week's edition of Counselor's Corner. I'm John. I'm here with Treasa and Shelene. A lot of what we do here is we help people recover from a significant debt problem. And the foundation of that is a debt management program. First, give us a little bit of background on what a debt management program is.
A debt management program is a program where we kind of combine all of your credit accounts with your creditors and negotiate with them on lower minimum payments, and even sometimes lower interest rates. The client would make one payment to us, and we take care of making those payments for them. So it makes it easier on the client, to just focus on one payment a month, and it also helps them get lower rates and lower payments.
And is this all creditors? This can be mortgage, car loans, credit cards?
Usually it's credit cards. There's very few that we can work with loans, but generally it's credit cards.
Medical debt?
Yes, we can negotiate with collection accounts, set up payment arrangements for the collection accounts as well.
Okay. Shelene, who is a great candidate for a debt management program? Who comes to us and we say that's a great fit?
We definitely want to see that this payment plan is going to be affordable. So it's got to be someone who, maybe they just feel overwhelmed with their debt, they feel overwhelmed with medical. We can help consolidate that into one payment. So they make one payment to us and then we can disperse it out to all the individual companies. That in itself can just be enough of a relief for somebody to consider a debt management plan. Also for those people who, they have the income to pay their debt, but they're just struggling, where they feel like they're not going anywhere with those credit card payments. So sometimes by lowering that interest charge, lowering that interest rate with us or through that debt management plan, that's going to help them make more of an effort towards the pay down of that debt. So that will be another individual who will find it successful to consider that program.
Okay, and it's not an easy process. Typically we tell people it's going to take about 5 years for some of the worst cases. It's not an overnight fix. You come in, you've got significant debt, your credit score is suffering, you don't qualify for new loans. At the end of this program, when somebody's out of debt, what kind of improvement do we typically see?
We typically see an increase in their credit score. Sometimes it can be 30, 40 points of an increase. And the sense of financial independence, that confidence is boosted in a client. They finally feel like they're ahead of the game.
They get used to not using those credit cards, because that's one of the requirements of a program, is that you're not allowed to use the credit card. While we're paying down that debt, that account is closed. So we get that individual, used to not relying on that credit anymore, and they're living off their own income and paying their expenses within means. And so it really kind of gets them used to a new habit, and it can be a positive in that way, as well as increasing their credit score.
What is the difference between a debt management plan and debt settlement companies? There's a significant difference, and I want to make it clear that we don't do debt settlement. What are some differences people should be on the lookout for?
Debt settlement is paying off less than what's owed. There can be some tax implications with doing that, so you want to be very careful. We are not going to negotiate a settlement of the balance in full, but we will bring these payments down to a more affordable level. You will pay in full, but at better terms. So that actually is much better on a credit score than somebody who would settle a debt, because that you'll see a credit score suffer. Plus, it'll be a separate note on the credit report that you settled instead of paid this account in full.
Okay. Walk me through the process. I'm sitting at home. I'm having a hard time keeping my bills on schedule. I'm getting collection calls. What do I do, and what happens after I make that first phone call?
After the first phone call, you're going to set up an appointment. You're going to come and see us. When you come and see us, you're going to bring in the most recent statement that you have. And from that point, with your most recent statement, we'll be able to go down through your budget, see if debt management plan is going to be affordable for you, and then we would plug in all your debts and see what kind of terms we can negotiate with your creditors. And then by the end of the session, you'll know exactly how much your payment to us would be. Sometimes we'll even know what the interest rates we can get with those creditors, and you'll leave knowing exactly what you need to do to get back on the track get in control of your credit.
Okay, very good. Shelene, one last question. We didn't really plan for this, but what is the most debt that you've seen somebody enter a debt management program with?
Close to $100,000 in credit cards.
Wow.
Pure, unsecured credit cards.
And 5 years later, they were completely wiped out.
Mhm.
That's awesome. All right, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.